Hey everyone, I'm gonna be doing another security video. Someone asked me to explain a little bit further about these bots that I am looking for inside people's streams and what they are and how to look for. Some people still don't understand why I'm asking them to refresh their screens when I'm inside of people's chats that I'm moderating and what it is I'm looking for. Not everyone, I understand, has the IP extension that lets people see their IP addresses, but I will go through on explaining how you, without that, can find out what's going on. So, first of all, I need to explain that normally you're not supposed to give out names, but this one is to kind of prove in the point. They believed that they had no bots, that they got rid of all the bots from their stream and chat, and that's not possible. Well, they were just streaming right now. They're good friends of mine, and I like them a lot, so don't get me wrong. But this is their stream from tonight. Night Shame. As you can see, the time and day, I did this so you can see when it was done. Thursday, May 12th, 10 past 1. I blocked out the name that was in the chat, and I blocked out the last octet. So when I have my extension up, this is what I'm looking for. If the same person has, this, without it, it looks like the same person is commenting 3 times in a row, which is nice, fine. But it's when you have the extension that you can see that it's not true. These two came from the same person or from the same computer. This one, the top one, came from someone else. How do I know? Because it's a totally different IP address, not just the last octet was different. If it was on, even if you're watching it on more than one device, say if you have your iPhone while you're watching on the computer at the same time, the public IP address would be the exact same regardless of what device you're talking is, because you're behind your router, behind your modem. Even if you turn Wi-Fi off your cell phone and you was using cell phone data, that would be the only reason why it would be different, but not this different. It would still be in a certain area that it would be. But there's nothing similar about these IP addresses at all. 218, 215, 239, 84, 14. You know, you can tell that's not the same. So when I ask people in the streams that I moderate to refresh, what it is that the person who's real temporarily leaves the chat. So I know the one that leaves is real, the one that stays is the bot, and that's the one they kick. Basically, it's just a distraction technique. It's not that you did anything wrong. You didn't. You can't stop all the bots. Depending on what website you're on, YouTube, Google, Twitch, it doesn't matter. The host always have some sort of bot to get in, to check, to monitor the chat. So YouTube has a bot that will monitor your chat to make sure everything's good. When you type sub, that it automatically hides your chat. That's a bot. It's a program that monitizes and watches and automates the chat stream. And so soon as you do something, it triggers it. So if I type exclamation point share, instead of that coming out, it comes up with the pre-saved message that I save, or it would do a program. So these type of bots clone and copy your viewers. They pretend to be someone that's in your chat, talk to the streamer while it's doing whatever it's doing in the background. This one was harmless. It was just an adware bot, but it was imitating one of the viewers trying to get the response from the host. Is trying to trigger. I mean, the other two is perfectly fine, and you know there was only like 1 or 2 bots in here, but you know they were in the chat. Now, if you don't have the IAP extension, this is how you can actually see the difference. Now, can you spot what's wrong? So when you click on the 3 dots at the top right hand corner and look at participants and see who's in the chat, even if you're on more than one device, you only see one person. Now when that person left, the bot remained and it cloned someone else. Now, as you can see quite clearly, it shows that there's 2 of the same people, which shouldn't be. So you would go into the chat and ask Crispy, can you refresh by either hitting F5 or refresh your phone screen? If it's quick, you would leave, but it doesn't, the bot doesn't know that you left. And then it comes back. So your name disappears briefly. The one that's a bot remains, so I kick that bot, and that's how I get rid of it. But I didn't do it from before, just so I can show you what happens. So basically, what it is one thing. Let me. Alright, so let me put some bullet points up so you can actually remember. 1. If you have more than one person in the participant list, you ask the person to refresh the screen by either hitting F5 to refresh. What the hell? See, that's a bot right there. Apparently if I hit 5, it goes to the... Ooh, that's interesting. Or you just refresh your phone screen. The reason, if you go away, a bot that's cloned one of your viewers has what's called a time to live, TTL. Normally it's set to either 15 seconds or 30 seconds. So if the person that it's cloned, so say bot has cloned me, Chris. So there's 2 Chris's in the chat. So if you refresh from the chat, so you, whatever live stream that you're looking at, you hit the refresh, you go out of the chat and go right back in again without being away long enough. So it only takes like a split second or 2 seconds to go out and back in again. That's why it needs to be a refresh and not just close your browser and not a restart. Because when the person so you refresh the screen, so you have refresh the screen. Because the time it takes to refresh is less than the bot's time to live. The bot doesn't know that you have left the chat and it doesn't go to someone else. And so you can kick out the bot. The bot who is fake. Should the person in question leave the stream for more than leave the stream for more than the TTL, then what would happen? The bot will vanish. From view, so even though it's still in the chat, you just don't see it, and then it will attempt to clone someone else. So that's what happened with this particular stream, because I didn't really because this person came in. I'm not a moderator on this channel. So that person didn't get kicked. That person left, and after the TTL expired, the bot knew that that person left and vanished and went to clone this person instead. And that's how you can tell that there is a bot working in your chat. It's just a PPL. I mean, not to mention, hello. 25 watching. Does that look like 25 people to you? No. There's clear evidence that there's bots in the chat, but there are people typing and chatting in the way that. So, again, that's what they are. That's how you look for them without the IP extension. Just pay attention to the chat. The way that I do it as a mod, or like how I do it, is have the stream open in two separate places, two separate tabs. There's no harm in you doing this. So you can keep your eye on the chat right here. Although you are, you're supposed to be enjoying the stream, you're a moderator, so you really got to pay attention to the chat, not be having a good time. If you're there in someone's stream as a moderator, they're trusting you to do your job, not to just have fun. So you can keep it like that. So you can have the participants listed, because that one's gone now, and then you can have the chat listed, and that's how you do it. So that's how you as a mod can keep on. And if you want, you can have the sound on so you can listen to it in the background. If there's someone that's just talking to you and you're not if they're just talking and not doing anything like games, then there's no harm covering the window up. But yeah, you as a moderator or a streamer, you're supposed to be watching the chat, not necessarily there for a good time. Yes, you are supposed to enjoy the stream, but the streamer is trusting you to watch their backs. So that's how you can do it. That's how you can look out for their backs and everything like that. Right now, there's still 20 people. The bot knows I'm watching it, so it's hiding. He hasn't cloned any of the other people yet. But then again, I've got my extension turned off, so there could be one of these people chatting right now. So, there you go. So, to sum up, the things that a bot can do, well, first of all, Bot is an automated program. Pre-designed by someone or someone's unknown, unless you made it. Bots can be activated by verbal commands, text commands, and also keyword. What I mean by text command is like if you do something like slash command help or help, something before the word is like a command like that. Keyword equals hello, is this a stream? And you can set the bot, so if anyone says stream, it substitutes stream for rabbits. So if anyone comes in and says hello, is this a stream, it would change it to hello, is this a rabbit? That's a bot. Basically, it's something that's automated, does stuff for you without you having to type it in or keep monitoring the chat all the time. These are some of the harmless bots. That's all they are. They're just programming and they're doing other stuff. So when a bot is more advanced, bots in live streams can clone people to distract while they are doing their main goal. This could be but not. They can be they could be gathering what operating system you're on. Like if I wanted to know how many people on YouTube were using Windows compared to Apple, I could run a bot in the chat saying, well, poll everyone that comes into my stream. If they're running OS, mark it down. If they're using, if they're using El Capitan or Sierra, or if they're using Windows, Linux, mark it down. That it's an example of gathering data, harmless data. They could be gathering what operating system you want. They can other website bots. We'll call them external bots. Bots that are not from the website that you're on. So yeah, external bots like to gather details too. They will compare to see if you have an IP address that matches, that's visit their frequent visitors. They will see if you have a profile and match it up. So the next time you go to their website, they can tailor their ads and websites to you. Um, they can pull data like how many pictures do you click on, what pictures do you click on, what type of people do you talk to. Um, if you do videos on YouTube, upload them, they can see, well, what kind of videos do you do? How long do you stream for? Do you live stream? Do you do all yours pre-recorded? Do you do, all of this, just so they can tailor their website to you, targeting the audience, targeting sales, marketing. You know, they can do stuff like that. That's legitimate. Nightbot can run playlists. It can manage and organize music requests, song requests. So you can have bots basically manage your basically babysit your audience, and that's what that's an example for good bots. These are all okay bots. They're annoyances, they're nuisances, but these are okay. So those are the good bots. So the bad bots, yeah, I know. They're gathering your data is on a good bot as well as a bad bot. But this bad bot gathers all your details, and they can gather so they can obtain your IP address and your physical address just from everything that you have on social media and stuff like that. If you have a location, if you have location enabled on your computer, PC, doesn't matter what, these bots will get that information from you. These are bad bots. Piggyback bots are bad. They allow people to send transmission from your connection to other places. Normally this is done with VPN connections, or it's done stuff like that. You see it in movies where, just as a rough example, I break into your computer, and then from your computer I go hack a bank. So when they trace that back, it goes to you, not me, and I get away scot-free. But a bot does a piggyback. It doesn't do the break-in. I don't have to physically break into your computer. A bot will. It kind of works like a IP36 over an IPv4 tunnel. It sends all the traffic to the destination that I want on top of your destination, on top of your signal, but it doesn't do any brute force attacks. It doesn't do any passwords or anything like that. Piggyback bots basically relies on you having all the information that you need anyway. So for a piggy bot, I would need to get your passwords and your Wi-Fi passwords and be able to send everything out that way. And those are obtainable too. Of course, Trojan bots. This is, we've all heard of Trojans, and it's basically an automated Trojan program where information that you type gets sent back. Also, again, just like irregular files, just because they're, all the spyware, there's automatic bots as well. Keylogger, Trojan bots, keylogger bots. keylogger is every key that you type on your keyboard gets sent out. And instead of targeting one person, there can be a bot inside of your stream chat that records everyone's keystrokes and sends that data to where it needs to be sent to. Like if I wanted a history of everyone's key history, I could set that up in a YouTube stream and get it that way. But that wouldn't be very practical because you're not going to type your password inside of chat. That's why they always say don't type your password in chat. Some people still do, but that's why they used to have keylogger bots. But that isn't really necessary anymore. You got Trojan bots, you have adware bots, and you can use the same way that those bots can be activated by keywords, keyloggers, or key commands. They can be deactivated the exact same way. There's just too many to go into with a full list, but they're pretty common sense ones. I had a Korean one come on to a Twitch stream. We were just talking about it tonight. And of course, as soon as we did, the bot came in, and I just typed the key phrase, and it killed the bot instantly. All it was is an adware collecting data on what operating systems we were running. It was a perfectly harmless bot, but it was a nuisance, so I got rid of it. These, and again, these are not something that your virus protection or spyware will protect against, because these bots are not on your computer. They're running live as a program through the website that you're on, Twitch, YouTube, it doesn't matter. These are active programs that are running. There are, of course, the bots that no one can stop, like Department of Homeland Security, FBI bots. They can get into anything that they need to when they need to, and that's got nothing to do with it. People can open up your web cameras, like I could go in and turn someone's on, but it's a lot harder than you would think. But there's really not need to. So if you have any more questions about bots, please put them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them for you. Again, the reason why I did this video is because I was asked a lot to explain further. So the main thing that I can stress to you is, first of all, don't think that no bots can ever get into your chat. Nothing you can do is going to make you completely 100% proof from any bots, good, bad, or ugly. The only thing that you can do is pay attention to see what's going on. Stay aware for stuff like this. If it says Crispy Twizel, if it has 2 people in the list twice, then you know one of them's a bot. And then it's just common sense stuff. So basically, just pay attention. Pay attention to the chat. Again, the things that I would say remember is when you see one like this, remember to have the person refresh, not restart. If they leave the stream longer than the time to live, then the bot automatically knows that person's left and it goes on to the next person. If you do a refresh, the person's in and out and in of the chat before it realizes it's gone, and then you can actually kick the bot as the person leaves. So, okay, that's all I can do for now. So I shall see you next time.